if I have cameras on me all the time, I would wear shades too, just for the simple fact of like less.
You said, and that is the end of episode 7. Yo, welcome back. Episode 7 of the New South Podcast.
Yep, we're almost in double digits.
We almost made it, bro. Yo,
Catch up.
Yo, before we get started, let's...
Are these mics working?
Yes.
Our mics are on. Okay, all right, good.
Yo, let's just talk about how icy you are right now. You got the vintage Nike Air. That's when you know that shit's vintage, when it's got the Air up there. That's the original Nike.
Yeah.
Then you got the Hoop State hat. But just for he coined the phrase Hoop State. This is my man.
Yeah. I should get Liz to put the Hoop State in the side.
And they put a little goat on the other side.
Yeah. No, we're not doing that.
No goatee?
No, we're not doing that. You gotta be at least. I made a new rule. You have to be at least 40 before anyone can call you the goat at anything. New rule. Put it in. Put it down right now.
Okay, I can rock with that. All right. So what's going on, man? Doing all right?
Man, so like I was telling you before we started, one of the higher ups at Baller's Life hit me up today like, y'all are doubling views on this podcast.
Facts.
I didn't even know anybody was watching in terms of people I work with. So, facts, we are doubling in views. And that's all because of y'all.
Shout out to the people at Baller's Life, hey.
Oh my God.
We love y'all.
That's true. You
show me the
might
money.
not want us to get too popular. You're going to have to cut this man a major check. But man, outside of that, I've really just trying to been cut up the content and make sure that all this talking we're doing week to week is seen by as many people as possible.
Right.
Seasons are winding down. I have officially started the McClung mixtape.
White Obama.
I had to kind of utilize all the hype from Zion's mixtape that I did not do. So I made his last year, which I'm very proud of. One of my top 5 favorite mixtapes I've ever made.
Right.
I was kind of asked this year, like, you want to do Zion again and I'll do Mac? No, sir. You do Mac. You do Zion. I'll do Mac. So his mixtape has already been started. He just played his first game at the state tournament last night. They'll go until they lose, or hopefully they don't lose, and they end up with the state championship.
Let's get this chip, White Obama. I believe in you.
So Mac's actually our first topic of the day because not only did they win their first round of state tournament last night, not only since the last time did we talk about Mac did he beat Allen Iverson's Virginia State single scoring record.
That's major.
Last night, a lot of people don't know, he passed Kobe Bryant's all-time scoring single-season record of 1,048 points. He needed 9 to get it. He got 24. I don't think either one of us are super good at math, but y'all hit the calculator on your phones and do that for us. He passed it. That's all that matters.
So is his nickname White Mamba now? Could we call him White Mamba?
But see, that's going to trigger so many people.
It is.
And same with the Allen Iverson thing. Like, that really triggered a lot of people.
Yeah.
My question is like, take those guys out of the question. Like, I started asking coworkers and friends and thinking about it myself, like, when's the last time you've seen a white dude like this?
Facts.
Have you ever seen, at least, like, obviously you see people in the NBA, but have you ever seen a guy at this level, this young, who's can shoot the ball, can dribble the ball, can pass the ball, and can jump video game style?
I got 2 people for you.
And he's under 6'4".
I got 2 people for you. One, the white boy from Thunderstruck.
Okay, you got me on that one.
That's one.
Okay,
and then Teen Wolf.
Right, but to be fair, like, I think there has to be, like, if you have a certain amount of hair on your body, you're excluded. Well, Teen Wolf was on, like, it was never put out because that movie was so popular.
Right.
But there was major steroids involved.
Oh, of course.
That was before testing was really major.
Right, yeah. True.
Now that movie would never make it.
Well,
it's too, there's too much cloud.
That's a good point. Shout out to Michael J. Fox, though, bro.
But in all honesty, like, you talked about him being white Obama last time we talked about him and him giving so much hope to little white kids. But I mean, like, seriously, I'm 30 years old. He kind of gets me because it's like,
right.
I was going through all his footage last night to kind of put together the tape.
Right.
You start seeing step backs. You start seeing where he's just triple threat.
Yo,
one dribble step, boom, 3.
Yeah, if I could be honest with you for a second, when I first saw him, I was like, he's just another drop in the hat white kid. He athletic.
I think that was most people's
right. And so the more I watched him, the more I watched his highlight tapes, I'm like, yo, he really got some shit with him. Like, I seen him come between the legs, step back, you know what I'm saying? And he has a swagger about him, too. That's what I love about him.
When the difference maker to me, I think the vibe was like, oh, yeah, he's just another mixtape player.
Same.
When he caught the oop,
Mm-hmm.
reverse, and had the mindset to windmill that thing
backwards.
It's like, okay, all right, we're paying attention now.
Right,
and he continued to perform it, and 40-point game, highlight play, East Bay, between the legs in a game. It's just, he has absolutely killed it. It's been a lot of fun to watch, and I hope people really respect what's going on when it's all said and done.
White Obama has my respect. I listen.
Hashtag White Obama.
Hashtag White Obama. We got to get that popping. That ought to be on some billboard or poster somewhere at the next Gate City game.
Can I give you some breaking news?
What's that?
Mac McClung will be at the 2018 Ball is Life All-American. Mac McClung, I imagine, will compete in the 2018 Ball is Life All-American Dunk.
Is that going to be live streamed? Of course.
You'll be able to find that anywhere you want. Any social media platform. It'll be streamed. There'll be recaps. There'll be highlights. There'll be blah, 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 blah. It's going to be a great time.
Shout out to White Obama.
So let's jump into our mixtape of the week.
All right. So
who is your mixtape player of the week?
I got to talk about my guy, man. I know we talk about him a lot up here, but he's earned it. So I'm going with Dennis Smith Jr.
Yeah.
Top 5 mixtape all time. Just
my favorite to make ever. Every single one of them I did. His junior year, his senior year, his ultimate, his college mixtape.
Right.
Every one of them, I was excited to sit in the chair and start.
The best thing about Junior, man, I've known him and his family since he was in 7th grade. So to watch like the evolution of his game and how before, and I'm not bashing Quay, but how before it, people used to say, Quay's better because he can do this, and that. But when you sat down and watched Junior, you were like, yo, holy shit.
One game's all you needed.
Like, you be like, yo, this kid had some shit with him. So to see his evolution go from, Junior with the nappy hair, with the long crossover, to, just pure taking off on folks, disrespecting people. Like, it was just amazing to see. Like, you know what I'm saying? The thing I like about him, that he always remained humble about it, too. Like, he's the same silly kid. Like, me and him, we had a conversation like a week ago about some funny stuff that happened. He's the same kid, and that's the thing I love about him the most.
Yep.
That he hasn't changed one bit.
Nope.
Yeah. Yep.
He was never, and I always respect this out of even where I started all the way to now, like, he was interactive with us, and like, we're the type, I don't overdo it. We're not hitting you up unless there's a reason for it.
Right.
Or unless we're offering support or, something like that. He always responds.
Yep.
Even today now.
Yep.
And he was never the type to be like, when's my mixtape coming? When's my stuff dropping? When's this? When's that? He trusted us to put it together the right way, and he knew that we would do our job of making him look as good as he could possibly.
Yeah, that kills me, by the way, too. I hate when people like, yo, when you gonna drop my mixtape? Like, yo, with Jalen,
one more time, and I ain't never gonna happen.
Right, like with Jalen, I was like, yo, people are like, when they gonna drop it? Well, whenever they drop it, I don't care. I mean, it's coming.
I think people forget that like timing is important,
right?
Because I even think that with the Zion mixtape, Zion's a different beast, and so dropping it. You want to drop it before anyone else to give your story the first up on all the press.
Right.
But like ultimately, if you put Zion's mixtape out when no other basketball is going on right after the season, even more people are going to want to watch because they're not getting their fix on TV or elsewhere. Whatever we did, and I don't remember the marketing plan behind Jalen Harris's mixtape, but when we put out his major one, we did it the right way.
Absolutely.
And it felt good because when you have something that's successful like that for a kid who A, deserves it but doesn't act like he deserves it, and B, is someone who you've kind of seen progress and grow.
Right.
I like, especially our North Carolina kids, I don't like to throw the spotlight on them until I feel like they're ready.
They're ready for it, yeah.
And obviously they all think they're ready for it.
They don't understand. Like, people, they think they can have one good game and say, oh, man, Ball is Life needs to film me. No. Like, you watch all these mixtapes, it's a collection of 10, 15, maybe more games. Like,
well, even, like, let's say I go film Jalen Cone this year.
Right.
He scores 50.
Right.
I put out a video. I call him the next Dennis Smith Jr.
Right.
5 other mixtape companies show up to his next game.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't do shit.
Right.
This is hypothetical because I don't know. Jalen Cone doesn't follow up many big performances with nothing.
Right.
But my point is like, if you apply the pressure at that age, if nothing else, you start to pull away from the fun and the love of the game. Because now instead of you just playing, trying to get better to reach a goal or whatever it is internally that's motivating you, now it's like, well, now I have to do this or else these people on the internet, people here, other schools, this, that, boom.
Right.
And now this is going to affect my scholar. It's like a snowball effect.
Right.
And it's unnecessary.
Right. Just hoop, yeah.
Just hoop. Yeah. At the end of the day, just hoop.
Yeah.
Dennis Smith's, like, I even put his above John's for me personally, just because we knew what we were doing.
Right.
So, like, John was our first, like, my first.
He's like, he's your guinea pig.
Didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
It didn't really exist much when John was coming up. We actually had a platform for Dennis. And man, it's so that tweet about him scoring 2,210 points,
221 points.
Yeah,
whatever held my Twitter hostage for years.
That it's incredible that he's so good and his online following is so aggressive that they believed it.
They believed it.
No. Like, I know adults are hearing that, like, no, it's not possible. No, it's not possible.
No, it's not.
There were thousands of people interacting with that tweet because they believed it.
Exactly.
Like, we still every now and again get favorites or retweets today about that tweet.
I'll pull it up tonight. Let's get it started again.
It's all it'll take. That's honestly all it'll take. Part of our reason for picking him as mixtape player, we talk about Dennis all the time.
Right.
But guess what? When Dennis is on the thumbnail next to Mac McClung,
right,
y'all click it.
You're gonna click it. We appreciate you.
Thank you. If you clicked it and you've made it this far, you already are one of our favorite people.
We love you.
Yeah, exactly. So I went with an NBA guy as well for mine. Another North Carolina guy. We kind of kept it in the state this week with everything.
Yep.
I went with my hometown kid, Brandon Ingram.
B.I.
Kinston's finest. I'm comfortable with that. Shout out to Jerry Stackhouse, the pioneer, the OG. Brandon Ingram is eventually going to be the best player to ever come from Kinston, North Carolina.
That is a lofty status.
Yeah, and that's the best part about it. The Lenoir County Sports Hall of Fame,
right,
is somewhere I hope to be one day. I haven't quite figured out for what yet, but for some reason I'm going to try to get up in there, and it's different. You know, every small town is different, but the Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame in Kinston, in Lenoir County,
that's
is
huge.
Valuable.
I think you'll get there, man.
There's major. Well, I'm. This is me campaigning. But again, like, you know, that's 10 years from now.
Right.
And part of it is going to be for what me and you are talking about, the things we're going to get going and
Facts.
What we're going to do from a charitable aspect to help the basketball community in the state.
Absolutely.
Brandon Ingram's mixtape was one of my favorites because it's the first time, like, when I make mixtapes, I use banger beats. I like the hard hitting, you know, the intense shit that when it's done, you're like, no, more.
Right.
Like, you know, when I first started, I used beats from 300. I was like on that whole vibe.
Right.
Which transitioned into just like, you know, battle, you know, just like aggressive beats.
Right.
I use some jazzy stuff for Brandon because his game is not.
Yeah.
His game is not here. His game is some smooth finesse stuff.
Right.
So that was fun, and he is built unlike any human being I've ever seen. Super tall and skinny.
Right.
And he can score from everywhere.
Literally, man.
Low crossovers, long arms to really bait you into it. He can hit you with the three from everywhere, dribble a couple times, then go 15 feet in. And then obviously he's got a post game around smaller defenders. And his senior year, when I was filming him the most, he learned how to dunk on people.
Yeah.
And then he did not stop dunking on people.
At all.
And his dunk face is hilarious. Whatever version there is of it, it is hilarious.
We'll got to post that on the screen.
Yeah, he's got some real stank faces.
Man, it's been another kid, again, being around basketball for so long. Another kid, Brandon, you saw the progression. Now, when I saw Brandon as a fourth grader, somebody told me he would have been the second pick in the draft in 10 plus years. Absolutely not.
Having that conversation, even people in Kinston are like, let's not.
Right.
He's really good. Let's not get crazy.
Right.
It's like, well, you guys got to realize that.
There's no there. Look at him.
Look at him.
Right.
And when people in college see him do some of this in college, I knew I was going to be right when Duke was doing preseason practices and having media members and NBA people come in.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a text message from Evan Daniels, who was there watching.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, these guys are over here talking about Brandon being a lottery pick.
Right.
And he said, just for me to know, he was like, they just don't want to see him play a 4. And through injuries that year, he had to play a lot of 4.
Right.
And that's where a lot of people started talking junk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's why. That's funny, though, to me, is like, without knowing that'd be hard to deep dive and kind of understand that, like, his struggles are because he's playing the one position he shouldn't be playing.
Right.
They want to see him play a 3. They want to see him play a little bit of 2. They want to see him handle the ball.
He figured that shit out quickly,
and that's
very
what
quick.
people forget about programs like Duke. I don't care if they're having half the season is shit. They got a whole nother half season to figure it out. And all it takes is 2 or 3 games. Like, we talked about this off camera a little bit. I think Carolina losing on their senior night, and I'll wait. I'll hold off on our predictions.
Right.
I think that kind of stuff is what propels a team like Carolina to win the ACC tournament.
Yep. Yep.
The moral of the whole story is Dennis Smith is amazing and the most fun to watch of anyone ever.
Right.
And Brandon Ingram, if you think he's not fun to watch or he's a little bit boring at the NBA level, go watch his high school mixtape.
Brandon,
because it was unlike any other, kind of like Mac is on a different level.
Right.
The way he looks and what he's doing.
Right.
Brandon was on another level. No other guys were doing it like he was doing.
Right. He started to figure it out too, man. Like, that's the thing with Brandon. Like, give him some time, he's gonna figure it out.
And when you'd hear Kevin Durant comparisons, people would get so mad. It's like, no. What you're not understanding is that he's like Kevin Durant in what he's capable of doing.
Right.
His skills, every skill set needs major work to get to that level.
Absolutely.
But he has the foundation and the size and he has all that to get there where he's more fluid and quicker and blah, 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 blah.
He'll get there. He's getting there.
This is less so I've gotten a lot of girls basketball questions lately.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to apologize to someone. Last week when I went to watch Kobe, I watched News Christian play.
Okay.
There was a girl on their team who was clearly better than everyone. Like, just didn't make sense.
Right.
A lady that was there for Greenfield, an older white lady sitting next to me, at one point says to her husband, like, that girl doesn't even look like she's the right age. Like, she looks like she's a grown woman.
That's a Greenfield thing to say.
She didn't mean it
I know.
I agreed with her. Come to find out, and we see it at the state championship too. No cameras up, nothing. Just watching.
All right.
Last night, Donnie's planning to go shoot the private school all-star game, which was today in Charlotte.
Right.
The girls' game was before it. Donnie's just doing some basic research. Come to find out, this girl that plays right up the road from us at News Christian is a top 5 player in the country, a McDonald's All-American, going to Florida State, a girl that the reason she looked like an adult is because she has played for the Brazilian national team, not the young team, not 16Us, no.
The national
with
team.
the women playing against WNBA players in the women.
Right.
Girl plays like a straight up dude.
She's top 5 in the country?
Top 5 in the country. Isabella, I apologize. We are putting footage up from you today of the All-Star game. We should have been filming. If we had known, it's literally just a lack of information. Because if we hadn't known that, we would have filmed every game she would have filmed, and at least 3 of those videos would have gone viral. And I'm basing that just off of watching her for 2.5 games.
And see, here's the problem, though. Somebody at News Christian should have said, hey, we have a top.
I blame Devin Mason.
Yeah, Dad, what's up, bro? Like,
that's you. You should have known to tell me this.
Right. A top 5 girl in the country in Raleigh? Top 5 is top 5, dog.
At the end of the day, like, you have to take. I personally blame myself because it's my job to find out the information.
Right.
If anyone out there has a player in the state of North Carolina that's legit, guy or girl, like, can someone DM someone for the love of God?
Uh-oh, don't do that. Because you finna get some trash in your inbox.
Let me promise you something. I know how to decipher through the real and the BS.
Hey,
I promise you I do.
Hey, listen, little Timmy Turner had 12 points the other day. You've reached the end of episode 7, yo. First of all, yo, we really appreciate you guys. We love you. Yo, keep sending those fan questions, great fan questions. My guy who DM'd
sorry,
me today,
Mom.
you sent me the message today. We'll get your stuff out to you next week. And you're in Canada, but hey, we love Canada. We love Drake.
Hey, we'll send you your gear.
Hey, we love Drake. But yeah, man, so listen, man, again, myself and Rob Bridges, we got F-Bomb Wellman over here.
Man, I'm sorry. Jeez.
So, but yeah, man, we're out, man. Episode 7, The New South. Peace.
We'll see y'all next week.